Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Wednesday to you all. This is a very exciting day for me indeed, because today marks the return of Mr. Isle as a solo artist. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to get stuck in with this. Of course, we've had a multitude of Hyunsang releases here and there, whether it's special singles, a little winter single. Of course, we had a studio-length album a little bit earlier on in the year. But Isle's been like a little bit of a mysterious one for me. Of course, he was on a Dingo Rising Voice, was like Hong Isak, and I forget the other, So Subin, I think, on Dingo Rising Voice, where I found out about one of the B-sides off of his Kiwi mixtape, which was also one of those things that I never got around to checking out on the channel, which is slightly unfortunate, but well, we gotta make do with the time that we have. But he is back, he is signed with Cheetah Company, and now has dropped not just an MV for the song One More, but yet another mini album by the name of the Medlar mixtape. And I'm so excited to get stuck in with that. But one thing at a time, let's check out the title track one time. DJ, roll the intro. This is a little bit of like a monumental release for me, because it's been pretty radio silent in the Hopipola camp for the most part in recent times. Last thing we really got was like, well, Jino's traveling around Europe. And that was a little while ago. Hyunsang, of course, had his like festival rounds that he was making. He had a studio-length album. Youngso's just doing Youngso things as usual, but Isle's been the quiet one until today, and that's very exciting. I love Isle and his voice, and I missed Hopipola dearly. So, let's see what One More is like, shall we? Here we go.
It's the 1st of November when we first met. There are only 2 pages of the calendar left, and the nights have gotten longer. I feel drowsy all day, but I've gotten used to it. It's a picture of a medlar flower that has the meaning of one and only love. It's a little cheesy, isn't it? But it got me thinking, are we? Am I your one and only love?
Interesting that it starts with the monologue. Oh, it's a little bit of a heavier tune. The vocal chops with the little flourish? Okay. I like that it does have that kind of like pop sound to it. It's got a little bit of the electronic elements that I love, but it's a song that allows Isle's voice to really be Isle's voice, you know? That release! That is what I'm talking about. harmony, multi-layered harmony with Isle's voice doing a little call and response there. Hell yeah. Take it up that time around? Hell yes. Oh, it's over already? No, it can't be over. There's still a minute left. Oh. Oh, I was enjoying the vibe of that song too. That's very nice. That's very nice. Also, opening narration Ashley Choi, that's not like Ashley Choi of like Ladies Code, is it? I don't really know her speaking voice all that well, but just based off of like English ability, she immediately comes to mind. And if that is the case, that's very cool, but do I need to explain with the words? Oh, this is all I need to do. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Oh my goodness. It's so him, isn't it? Like I know like jokingly people say like, he is him when it comes to things, but this is just him. This is Isle for me. And oh it's just so refreshing because his voice is so wonderful and it's so nice. And yet his voice and that, like emotional, like the flutter he's able to do, the kind of richness he does. Like Hyunsang and Isle are both so extremely talented at putting emotion in their singing voice. And yet One More is a song with such an emotional sounding top line, and the fact that has a very strong emotional power behind it. And yet is paired with a song that is just a nice, kind of casual, groovy bop. That not many people can do as well as he does. Oh, go again. Go again. The way the song starts too, I think it's around here, isn't it? Oh, go back a little bit. Alrighty, up until this point, people familiar with Isle were right back to where he started. This is Isle in his element now. He's got the emotional vocals coming through. He's got the power, but he's also got the little emotional warble that he's really good at doing. And as someone who, if you don't know my story with Isle and Hopi Pola, I found out about them probably around this time last year, right? So it all stems from Gomak Boys, which Hyunsang was a part of. Then, of course, there was a Hopi Pola phase that I got into through some of the commenters. Then we watched Superband through like the first half of the year, which was a great time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I got to see the kind of Isle story in full. Kind of in a way Star Wars does, like if you watch in chronological order, it goes episodes 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. It's like I learned Hopi Pola through like Your Song or Your Ocean, Our Song, the guides, the little like Christmas break that we had where we just spent all on Popipola, and then we went through the origin story with Superman. But throughout all of that, the main thing that has stuck out for me with Isle is his vocal. Not his like ability, but his vocal like portrayal and just how cool it is to listen to. And you put it on a song of this nature where the song instrumental part itself already has that air of emotion to it. Pair that with his vocal, exquisite. Also, I approve of the E30 choice with the vehicles. That releases everything to me because it takes everything I love about Isle's voice, but also brings in the EDM side of compositional things. And I, as someone who grew up in America during like the mid 2010s, like early to mid 2010s in high school, back when if you were invested in like gaming YouTube, had like art labels like Monster Cat Dude pushing EDM for like the gamers out there, right? So I had my own EDM phase. And this is like taking the most melodic part of an EDM track and spinning it to fit on Isle's voice. And the vocal chops, especially following that riser, something is going to give. Like, it's either going to be an even bigger release or it's going to start the next phrase. The fact that it goes into that secondary release and you throw in the little EDM vocal chops in there as well is just spectacular. Go again. Oh, dang it. Go again. One more time. Man, that's so good. Oh. And you know what's crazy is, well, one, this is completely unrelated, but how dark it's got. My goodness. But what's crazy about this is that I wasn't around when the Kiwi mixtape dropped, or I wasn't like invested in Hopipola or Isle enough to know what the Kiwi mixtape was when it dropped. In fact, to this day, I really only know Liar and Where Were You? Those two songs. And even though like my knowledge on Isle's solo music is very minimal at most, it feels like I never missed a step with One More. It feels like I've just fallen right into place. Everything is as it's supposed to be, and that's great. That's genuinely great. And it's just such a nice, simple song to listen to as well. It isn't too complicated. It's a nice groove. It's a little bit chill. It's a little bit of emotional value to it. The vocals are great. The instrumental track is great. Just everything about it is chef's kiss. But of course, that isn't it, because there's an album that goes along with this. I don't know how many B-sides are on the Medlar mixtape, but unlike the Kiwi mixtape, I do plan on getting around to it. I just don't know if that's going to be today or tomorrow, because my goodness, the amount of stuff that dropped today is ridiculous. There's so much content that's out today. And unfortunately, all of them come with albums that I want to check out as well. So we'll take them day by day. But rest assured, I will be getting around to that Medlar mixtape at some point in the near future. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But that is it from me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me, say, let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to maybe brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.